Such a lovely day should be banned. All right, let me see. They gonna play commercials though. Good evening. I don't know if she gonna pop in on here, so I prepared for it if she didn't pop up on here. But we are supposed to be getting Miss Kayla Bumpus to jump in here, so we gonna see. Is she gonna pop up on here? I don't know. It's 11:20 on the East Coast. I'm way in California, so hopefully she does. But if she don't, simplify on forward. Good evening, everybody. Everybody, this is going to be the live that y'all all wanted. What you talking about, Seti Nash? I will not. Let me say this real quick. I will not be reacting to any of the trolls. None of them. Dang, that's bright in the background. I might have to switch it up. Yeah, because it's bright in the background, bro. So, this is the live y'all wanted. I don't think it's going to be as fun. Why did I go off on Mondo? Because Mondo's a liar. And once again, this really is the reason why I went off on him. If you're going to be mad at one, be mad at everybody. So my whole point of it was everybody picks and chooses, including myself. But at least I'm being honest. You see what I'm saying? Shout out Detroit. I'm being honest. I can say, bro, I pick and choose. So yeah, man, I'm not trying to, how can I say this the left way? I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. And it is what it is. So if I'm somebody who can, if I'm somebody who got on here, told y'all the truth every single time, and I said, yo, I got a bias towards Young Thug. I'm gonna be honest about it, and that's being true. It's bright. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna kill the TV. I tried. I tried. I tried. All right, let me see something. Are you afraid of the dark? I ain't even got a heart. Let me see. I think we good. Do people actually think you lying as clear as day? You upfront and honest? I mean, listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. If you think I'm lying, you think I'm lying. That's cool. If you believe I'm lying, you believe I'm lying. It's perfectly fine. I ain't mad at that. Nope. I ain't even tripping. Because at the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion. You are. Like, regardless of what I say, it don't matter how convincing I try to be. Bruh, y'all are entitled to your own opinion, and I work on making sure that my channel is one of the channels that you can come to and be like, this man is full of it. I don't believe him. And that's cool. All I ask is that you can articulate yourself. If you can express yourself clearly, so you might be able to be like, hey man, he full of it. Cool. All right. But how come? How'd you draw that conclusion? No, Jerome, I don't think so. Shout out Kelly B. I don't know if I made you a moderator or not. If I didn't, keep on writing, and I'm gonna get the other phone and make you a moderator. Can Woody? Hey, AJ, I'm gonna pin that one up there so I get to it. All right, bro? Because that's hey. I think that was the number one question when the judge said what she said. So this is like a two-parter. If you want the first part, just go to the video Just go to the video before, watch that video, and then come in here. If you watch this on the replay, then I'll pin it in the comments. All right. We'll be doing a meet and greet in Atlanta on the 14th of this month. Yeah, on the 14th. So there's that. I'll keep y'all apprised of where we're going and where we'll be at and everything like that. I do take pictures. I do converse with people. I'm kind of boring, so please don't be expecting me to be super entertaining and all that. Like, nah. I mainly get people to talk about themselves. I don't even talk about myself. Like I switch the conversation to y'all. But anyways, let's get into it. Today. If you didn't watch the first part of the recap, this is what happened. Melnick and Bumpus came in. Melnick essentially came out and said, I'm not working for anybody. I'm working for Copeland. Everybody knew I worked for him. Even the judge said, yeah, you had him in my court last year and all this stuff and everything like that. And for a moment, it looked better than good. It was like, ooh, mistrial. And then Miss Love got on the stand, and the first thing she did was cast doubt. If y'all don't think Miss Love is good at playing the villain, at least, I don't know what to tell y'all. I really don't. When she came through, she was like, first off, this ain't the full email. The email like this, let's increase it. Here's the full email. But all it was missing was a seal. So I'm like, you acted like you was literally, you act like you literally was about to freaking drop a bomb, Miss Love. Like, what you thought? Hey, bro, what you thought? I was like, oh, I thought you was coming in to knock it out. Didn't do it. I'm like, all right, Miss Love, you letting me down. You're letting me down. I thought you was going to come with it. You're going to go out swinging. That's what we all can expect. But that didn't happen with the Melnick testimony. But what ends up happening is she gets into it. The problem that some people aren't seeing and some people are seeing is that literally what's going on is Love set Glanville up. When we hear about the first ex parte meeting on the 7th, if you listen to what Glanville said, he just said, yeah, I see that. And then gave some what if scenarios. So she threw him under the bus, put it in reverse, ran him over, and kept on going. How she set him up? Easy. What she did was she said, hey, judge, we need an ex parte meeting because Mr. Melnick is not operating in the best interest of his client as a judge. And let's switch a couple of things, right? Let's say you were a boss at a store and you had a couple of employees and you knew half the employees rocked together and the other half did not rock together. And somebody came up and said, hey, man, I think they still in company time. And you go, And then they literally lay out a scenario where they say, hey, they still in company time because I seen them all huddled up around times that they're supposed to be working, and I don't believe they was working. And you say, yeah, I seen that. I was wondering what that was all about. That's what Glanville did. So that's how she set him up. You got to remember, granted, the judges have a brotherhood, the lawyers have a brotherhood, but I don't explain it well enough. The defense lawyers have a brotherhood and the prosecution has a brotherhood, but the prosecution and the judges have a brotherhood as well. That's why they say good faith-based argument, which means because of ethics. There is a whole entire ethics part, a speaking ethics part that you have to take when you're getting your bar, right? When you becoming a member of the bar, when you're getting your bar card, which means you're becoming a lawyer. You had to literally get up there and go ahead and talk about ethics, which means doing the right thing all the time, not just when we're looking, when we're not looking. That's why Melnick sat up there and made sure he CC'd. See, when you CC, you can click on the CC, which means carbon copy, and literally gave it to him because Melnick knows if I do something wrong here, I got an answer for it. Miss Love spin it as, no, you could just talk to us and we'll tell them. Melnick is like, first off, you guys are forcing my client to testify. How in any world is this going to be acceptable? See what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So what Melnick did today was came up there and obliterated Miss Love and her testimony about him and stuff, to the point where I believe him on certain parts and certain parts I don't. So there's that. When Melnick was talking, and I wanted people to understand, I wanted people to make this observation because I'm pretty sure some of y'all did. He stood up there with Shard and with Steele at the same dang podium with the same dang mic. And when Miss Love came up there, he decided to sit down. I said, that's a bad look, in my opinion. And the reason why I thought it was a bad look is because at that point in time, he looked a little guilty. People, y'all, what is wrong with y'all? I'm sorry, I can't ignore that one. Jerome Street, man, God damn, bro. So that was something where I was like, oh, that ain't good. That don't look good to me personally. I'm like, bro, yeah, nah, that don't look good to me. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, because you can make the case, hey, bro, when Miss Love came up there, she was in the microphone and it kept on, what did she call it? Squaggling or something like that? I thought it was screeching, but the judge called it something else. If anybody remembers what it was said, let me know. Hold on real quick. All super chats will be answered immediately. Imagine how things would be if Love was a judge. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare, man. She said squeaking. I think she said squawking. There we go. Yeah, shout out to Julie Horn. She said squawk. Yeah, she said it was squawking. I say squeaking. I always thought it was squeaking. But yeah. So anyways, that happens, and then Kayla gets on the stand, or Attorney Bumpus. Let me call her Attorney Bumpus. Attorney Bumpus gets on the stand, and I think, matter of fact, let's do it this way. Let's play what she had to say, because I don't think she's jumping on today. She was supposed to be here, but like I said, it's 12 o'clock on the East Coast, so don't get mad at her.
Like, I just want to get on here and explain to everybody what is going on. I was literally seated in the courtroom when they called me up. I had no idea that I was going to be called as a witness today. So I had no time to prepare. I had no time. I mean, this meeting happened on June 10th. June 10th. And the only point of the meeting was supposed to be that there was an off the record conversation. That's all I'm supposed to be talking about. Was there an off the record conversation? I talk about this off the record conversation. Guys, the meeting was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. People are walking in and out, in and out. All I'm worried about is Mr. Copeland. Everybody is saying I did a terrible job, that I don't understand why they are mad. Yes, thank you. The first time when if you guys are watching, you hear Judge Whitaker say the only person I'm gonna hear from, take that from, is Miss Bumpus. Gives them 2 minutes, and 2 minutes later, I came in and was called to testify. Okay, I thought all of y'all were mad at me. I don't understand. I did exactly what I was asked to do. And as you heard in the multiple objections, it was supposed to be limited to the subject matter of, was there an off the record conversation? From the beginning, I have been saying I believe that the transcript was complete minus off the record conversations. I don't remember who was in the room at certain points. I don't remember. One, if I would have been given a chance to prepare, that is completely different. I was not given a chance to prepare. I was literally sitting in the courtroom. Even when officers come and testify, even when any witness, let me fix my nose, when any witness comes to testify, they have a chance to review their report, review the facts of the case, think about what they're going to say. I literally had 2 minutes. I'm sitting in the courtroom and they say this. No one tells me about this. And all of a sudden, they're calling me as a witness. I said what the Brady was on the stand. I say multiple times. I say that the Brady was Mr. Copeland. This is what you guys have to understand. Let me just get to the point. What I was supposed to be saying, and I'm still a sworn officer of the court. So I cannot get on the stand and lie. I cannot get on the stand and say anything that is untrue or anything that would jeopardize my career. So the only thing that I'm able to say is the truth. And the only thing I was able to say is that there was an off-the-record conversation where Simone told Mr. Copeland the only thing that she would not allow him to testify without possibly seeking criminal charges for false statements was the unaliving, y'all got mad at me for saying that, but the unaliving of Donovan Thomas. That was the purpose of the whole. I don't understand the extra questions. They had nothing to do with anything. No, I just want you guys, I'm not upset at all. I really don't care. I just want you guys to understand what the point of me being called was, because I don't think a lot of you actually understand what the point was.
So here's where I believe Ms. Bumpus kind of messed up at. One of the things that, let me fix the lighting real quick. One of the things that people who know how to talk do is they can pause when they have to. They can say things so concise and so precise that it sounds as though they know what they're saying. Now, with that being said, let's understand something. She served it up on a platter, like she just said. Like I said in my previous video, I hadn't seen her live streams explaining what happened today. That's why I invited her in here, so I didn't have to go back and watch all that. Well, part of it too. I wanted to, let her be able to essentially say what she needed to say, that she had a chance to reflect on. Because at the end of the day, what happens is there's a bevy of cameras and a bevy of pressure to get it right. Can I ask everybody in the chat, and please chime in if you can, if you want to, not if you can, if you want to. Who would be in more trouble if they were caught lying? Would it be the cop? Or would it be the attorney, which is Ms. Bumpus and Mr. Milnick at this point? Now, some of y'all in the comments was on her heels about her saying unalive, and that's basically being on YouTube too much. That's what you write. You can say kill somebody. So the person who has more of a risk to get it right actually was literally Attorney Bumpus. That's what it is. If the cop is caught lying, at maximum, he's just going to be fired. There's about at least seven police departments that cop can go to. So there's that part. So in my honest opinion, I'm going to have to rock with what she said because it was on a silver platter. It just was. Then let's keep it even more authentic. I don't think people understood. Who really messed up was the prosecution. Because the cross-examination was supposed to destroy that cop, and they didn't get the job done. Let's be honest. Miss Love knew what she was doing bringing that cop on. I ain't never seen a cop ready to go like he ready to double dutch. Boy, you know what that thing is when they come on with the song. I ain't never seen a big boy get on the roof. Big boy get on the roof. I ain't never seen a big boy. Yeah, that's how he was looking. I'm like, what? If y'all seen on the bench, he was doing like this. I swear to y'all. And I'm like, oh my goodness, he about to get up here and lie. I'm like, oh, he about to get up here and lie. And I said it in the chat. All Miss Love has to do is come with rebuttals because at this point in time, this is really opinion for the judge. It's not necessarily facts because literally, you're talking about stuff that was not in the ex parte meeting versus stuff that was on in the ex parte meeting and off the record conversations. Off the record, which means it's not recorded, which means say what you will. Anybody in the military, sir, can we have a conversation off the record, which means let me get it off my chest so I can't get in trouble. That this just is what it is. So, with that being said, all Miss Love's witnesses did their job. And I ain't gonna hold you. Melnick got fried by those two attorneys. Melnick's statement got fried by those two attorneys. The one attorney said he wasn't representing them. He was only representing them for the case in 2023. I asked him. I said, oh, this is bad. This is bad. I said, oh, no. But even if they are lying, it's all a matter of opinion. None of this stuff was recorded. None of this stuff was recorded. And when I'm saying, ooh, this is bad, I'm saying it because in my mind, all they need was contradictory statements. You say yes, I say no. We meet in the middle with a maybe. And I'm like, oh. And that's when I said on Twitter, ain't gonna be no mistrial. At maximum, Miss Love's gonna get booted off. And I am telling y'all right now, if Fonnie Willis comes down and gets on this case, or that older white dude who was there in the beginning, this right here is gonna be a drag out fight. And y'all think we had fireworks before. It's gonna get good. The problem with one of the problems, I'm gonna say the whole problem. One of the problems with Miss Love is she is super robotic. She don't know how to display emotions. She doesn't know how to pause for the dramatic effects. She don't know anything. She don't know anything about human beings. So when I'm sitting there, I'm like, nah, Fonnie Willis gonna come through and say some stuff, and she gonna fire it off. She gonna kick dust. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be a yell match. But hey, it is what it is. Now, when we get to the second half, I know I said all the attorneys don't get a grade, but if Max Short pulls this off, that man got to get an A+. Hold on, I think this is it right here.
Chambers, that's the only way you can figure out. I tell you what, I'm gonna.
No. Yeah, I know that ain't it. Hold on, I think this. All right. Oh wow. Hold on.
What I would like, I think y'all now have, if
All right, that's gonna be how I finish it, and this is it right.
Violated Uniform Superior Court Rule 4.1, which says that judges shall neither initiate nor consider ex parte communications by interested parties or their attorneys concerning a pending or impending proceeding. Georgia Code of Judicial Conduct Rule 2.9 prohibits ex parte meetings except for a narrow exception: scheduling administrative purposes or emergencies that do not deal with substantive matters or issues on the merits. Provided that, so we don't believe that it falls under an exception to begin with. Provided that the judge reasonably believes that no party will gain a procedural, substantive, or tactical advantage as a result of the ex parte communication. In my view, the transcript reveals open discussions about you're going to testify, you can say you don't recall. They're basically walking through the procedures for laying the foundation for prior inconsistent statements. To say that doesn't put that meeting with just the judge and the witness who has been sworn in doesn't put the state at a tactical advantage over the defense who's excluded, I don't believe that to be the case. Secondly, even if it falls under the exception, the judge must make provision to promptly notify and give the parties the substance of the ex parte communication and an opportunity to respond. We were not promptly notified. We found out through, I keep saying, doggedness and happenstance. I believe that's what it was. We learned about it, and then when we asked for an opportunity to respond, we were promptly greeted with an invitation to go to the jail for 20 days. So that was violated. The Georgia Rule Professional Responsibility Rule 4.2 regarding communications with a person represented by counsel. The state, it's the worst kept secret in this courtroom that John Melnick represents Kenneth Copeland. Worst kept secret. Everyone knew that. I knew that, and that's why I called Mr. Melnick.
okay.
The state is somehow claiming that in this case where the world is watching, it's a huge case, that they did not know that Mr. Melnick was representing Kenneth Copeland, and they went behind Mr. Melnick's back and initiated conversations with Mr. Copeland. Let's be frank, all these gentlemen are facing RICO charges with overt acts going back to 2013. So this is not a case where Mr. Copeland could not possibly be prosecuted. He could easily be indicted. He could easily be indicted and put with the rest of the gentlemen who were severed off of this case and be in Rice Street right now. He was in legal jeopardy when the state was seeking to speak to him outside the presence of his attorney. From our perspective, that was a knowing violation of Georgia Rule of Professional Responsibility 4.2. Additionally, Your Honor, there's Bar Rule 3.3, candor towards a tribunal. Now, I can't flesh this out without Ms. Love taking the stand. I would love to ask her about it. But in the motion for to grant Mr. Copeland immunity, in paragraph 12, I believe it is, they specifically stated that a member of the defense team had contact with Mr. Copeland, and that prompted him to begin to assert that he was going to exercise his Fifth Amendment right.
All right. I would prefer that since there continue to be allegations back and forth amongst the lawyers, that we specifically get what is actually stated in there instead of, and I know you're not trying to misrepresent anything, you're trying to give it your best recollection, but let's get the actual motion and read the actual words, okay? I've got it somewhere.
Okay, yeah, I've got it right here, Your Honor, from Ms. Persfield's email to us.
I've got it. If you've got it at hand, go ahead. But if you don't, I've got it now.
Okay. I'm trying to find out exactly, try to figure out where it was. Okay. Paragraph 11.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Paragraph 11.
Yes. And it says, Kenneth Copeland has been subpoenaed to testify in the above style case. Copeland is the next witness scheduled to testify in this case on June 7th, 2024, beginning at 9:00 a.m. On June 4th, 2024, and June 5th, 2024, investigators with the Office of the Fulton County District Attorney coordinated and arranged with Kenneth Copeland to provide Copeland transportation to court on Friday, June 7th, 2024. However, on Thursday, June 6th, 2024, after an encounter with defense team members and members of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, Copeland stated to an investigator and to an attorney with the Office of the Fulton County District Attorney that Copeland may attempt to plead the Fifth to avoid testifying against members of YSL. I can only speak for myself. I did not have any encounters with Mr. Copeland on June 6th, 2024. I don't believe that any of my colleagues did. I don't believe any members of the defense team did. I don't believe that what's asserted in paragraph 11, to my knowledge, I don't believe it to be the truth. If it is not the truth, and again, I would love to inquire, but Ms. Love would be a witness at that point. Bar Rule 3.3, candor towards the tribunal, would also have been violated. The reason I focus on the violation of these rules is because of the Ford case and the proposition that we can do something about this besides run to the bar. And that makes sense because it's ultimately if, and I say it did happen, and I say the transcript establishes that it did happen, and you have the transcript, Your Honor. We have in the transcript the state and Judge Glanville both asserting, both affirming each other that Mr. Copeland can essentially be incarcerated indefinitely until this trial is over, until the trial of the co-defendants is over. That, to me, is coercion. That's intimidation. We have other examples where Mr. Copeland is given what I would say incorrect legal advice about what his exposure is for these allegations and his potential criminal liability. That is coercion. That's trying to convince him to take the stand and plead so that the state can then impeach him with his prior inconsistent statements, presumably. Mr. Copeland, the act of him taking the stand as a result of those ex parte communications has prejudiced has harmed all of these young men in court here today. So there has to be relief beyond bar issues for them. Your Honor, I'm not going to repeat everything in my motion. You have my motion. I know you've read my motion. But they have a right to a trial. They have due process rights. They have a right to a trial free of prosecutorial misconduct if that misconduct rises to the level of a due process violation. They have an absolute right to a fair trial and due process in front of a fair and impartial trial judge. They also have the right to be present at all critical stages of the.
So let me tell y'all some of the disagreements that I have with what Shark is saying, but I understand why he has to say it. The phrases that he continuously uses is "to my knowledge," "in my opinion," "in my view." Really? That's not convincing enough. You should be saying the facts show. The actions here led to this. Those are more convincing words. In my view, your view can be obscure. You naturally have a bias. You're telling me you would turn your client in if you had some bad info on them? No. So those are words that I don't want to say piss me off, but those are words that sit up here and cast doubt on everything that you believe. They're not convincing enough. They're not powerful enough words. The facts show this led to this. There were times where Melnick was talking with Steele in one of the objections, and I was saying it, bruh, he's leading. Brian Steele is leading him, and then finally Miss Love decided to open her mouth and say, "Objection, Your Honor, leading." And she had to sustain the objection. It's stuff like that where we got to be fair. They're not doing 100% a great job, but everybody's human. And hindsight is 2020. So please take that with a little grain of salt. That's some of the things I was seeing that Shark kept on saying, and I'm like, bruh, this is not convincing enough, in my opinion. But I get why he's saying it. Check this out.
At all critical stages of the proceedings, including, I'm saying, and I think it's fairly clear, that those ex parte communications talking about the witness under the Scudder case that I've provided to the court before, that was a critical stage and they were unlawfully excluded. And of course, there's no way we could have acquiesced because we knew nothing about it ourselves. So those are all violations that have harmed these individuals. There has to be a remedy. I believe that the facts are there for you to consider disqualification of district attorneys in this case. And I think Mr. Steele is going to argue that further. But also, I believe that the facts are there under the Wilson case, as well as the State v. Jackson, 306 Georgia 626, Anderson v. State 285 Georgia Appeals 166, and Wilson v. State 233 Georgia Appeals 327. Wilson v. State 233 Georgia Appeals 327.
All right, and those are the three cases that y'all gave me a couple of days ago.
About goading. Yeah. And the reason I cite to those cases, because it's not often, well, it would be never probably, that a district attorney or prosecutor is going to say, yes, I did this intentionally, I did this to goad. These cases looked at the egregiousness of the violation, the experience of the prosecutors involved. Ms. Love is a chief deputy district attorney in the office, head of the unit
All right.
that deals.
Can I interrupt you for just a minute? So all of this is in your motion, and if and when we get to that point, that would be an appropriate argument, but let's
Okay, well,
pause it for now. I have it.
You asked where we are right now, and that's from my perspective.
Okay.
That's where we are right now.
All right. And I don't mean you can't argue anymore. I just mean
I understand.
the information about their qualifications is in your motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. And if Mr. Steele's going to argue as to something else, that's fine. But I had said a little while earlier that with regard to Ms. Love, your proffer about what Mr. Abadi might or might not have to say about Mr. Melnick's representation was not yet relevant. I think it is now relevant, and the proffer has not been accepted. So if you want to present evidence as to that, that would now be appropriate.
Thank you.
And I don't mean this very instant because I'm going to hear from Mr. Steele, but we now know that is an issue. So you can go ahead and get him lined up.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Steele.
Your Honor, I would just like the court to consider the case that was announced to this honorable court by Attorney Shard. I emailed it earlier today to your honorable court's co-worker and all the parties. It's Ford Motor Company versus Young, and it was 322 Georgia Appeal, 348. It's in Division 3. 745 Southeast 2D 299 2013 case. And what our second highest court wrote was, and I've given a copy actually to this court. And
Oh yeah, I got the copy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's on page 8 of 9 of the copy I've given. It's on the right-hand side, first full paragraph. And it specifically states that in the center, and we have previously held that trial courts may disqualify attorneys for violations of the disciplinary rules. We held that the trial court erred in ruling that because sanctions for violations of disciplinary rules appear to be the exclusive province of the Supreme Court of Georgia, not of the trial court, it lacked authority to determine whether plaintiff's counsel violated 4.2, Rule 4.2 of the Georgia Rules of Professional Conduct, and therefore should be disqualified. We noted that the determination of whether an attorney should be disqualified from representing a client in a judicial proceeding rests in the sound discretion of the trial judge. So I'd just like you to reconsider your order, not disqualifying Ms. Hilton and Ms. Love, and you've inherited a case that has a lot of history and a lot of it bad. And I put into my motion, I could go over it with the court, and I also attached the YouTube links. It's on July 10th, 2024. I also filed in case the link goes away, I filed on a thumb drive to preserve it. So that's with the clerk's office, and a copy was sent to the prosecution as well. But it started before, but an opening statement. I don't know if you've read it. So
I read your motion and I looked at the portions that you were talking about.
Hurtful. It's hurtful. And then as of last week, a new court comes on. It's almost like, a breath of fresh air. It's all new. And again, I'm hit with emotion by Ms. Love. That was the fourth time the same thing's argued, talking about a duty that is intentionally and knowingly not followed through by me, and I owe it to her. And I saw your email saying, whoever wrote that, you come into court. I understood it.
I don't think Ms. Love did herself any favors with that.
Well, the favors have to end. I'm not trying to, I've never done this before in my history of living in a courtroom, but it's just not appropriate that I can't accept a proffer from a lawyer. I've never said that before. I've never uttered any of those words. So I'll leave it with you. My point is, it doesn't end. There have been no sanctions. It's been ratified almost. And it's from everything. It's just, I put in paragraph 2, just choice examples from my memory. But it is constant. You know, there are great people everywhere in the courts, and they shouldn't be treated like this. So that's I'm actually disqualified because it's just not, at some point, the message needs to be sent that this is not the state of Georgia and this is not our bar.
All right, thank you. As I understood the gravamen of your motion that you filed since I've been the presiding judge to disqualify Ms. Love and Ms. Hilton, it was because you needed them as a witness, and that was the basis of my ruling. And in Mr. Shart's motion that is under consideration right now is a request, again, to disqualify them. And I know that I previously said, y'all, that's a matter for the bar. And when I was talking about that, I essentially meant the, and I don't want to call it bickering back and forth because I'm not sure it's been back and forth to any large extent, but that kind of thing, the whatever it is that had been talked about before, that's what I was talking about. I will tell you that this court takes Brady violations very seriously. And I mean, everybody ought to, prosecutors ought to, and I am considering that right now. So rest assured that I am aware and have been aware that I have the authority if I choose to remove them.
Thank you.
So, all right.
They want Miss Love out of there. So imagine, if you will, if you were selling a TV, but you knew you had to get some money, and you knew there was a possibility that, one, you wouldn't sell the TV, but you were selling the TV for $400. There's 2 ways to go about it. You can, A, only focus on selling the TV, and then eventually somebody will buy it. Or you could, B, sell the ability to win the TV at a significantly discounted price, aka a raffle of, say, $5. But you don't want to use the term dollars because dollars sound expensive. So $5. That's exactly what Brian Steele in the defense is doing. They know it is going to be beyond difficult to get that Brady violation honestly taken. Because when you have a sworn officer of the law say that didn't happen, I think a lot of people just disregarded that cop standing. That's where we're messing up. We all can believe, and I believe he was lying, but that judge has to take him at his word. So if that cop said, nah, none of that happened, you got to go, damn. All right. What are we going to do now? So once again, like I said, all Miss Love needed was somebody to contradict what Melnick said. she did that with 2 people. To contradict what Ms. Bumpus said, she did that with the cop. And you see this right here? Hold on, not this. God dang, y'all typing real quick. Who's lying? That's the question for the judge, and she can't figure it out. And since she can't figure it out, it's all bad. It's all bad. So I ain't gonna hold you, bruh. The next thing they can do is another course of action. And the other course of action is to get rid of Miss Love. Now, even if they don't get rid of Miss Love, they still gave her another option. Y'all need to reprimand her. Y'all need to reprimand her. Y'all need to tell her how to operate. Y'all need to tell her how to do this and tell her how to do that. And I'm like, oh, man. God dang. Even the judge sat there and said, Miss Love didn't do herself any favors filing the motion. All right. All right. and for a lot of you guys who don't understand, DAs are voted in. Fonnie Willis beat an incumbent who's been on there. How long has Paul Howard been a freaking DA? 30 years in Fulton County? With no disrespect to anybody and how I say this, unless you are a resident of Fulton County, all we are loud opinionists. But y'all better understand something about people in Georgia. They love their guns and they love their church. And Miss Fonnie Willis be in that church. When she makes her little rally cries and all that crap and everything like that, she does it in church. Them people out there, them older people, them the highest voting individuals, they love them some Fonnie Willis. And we all got stubborn parents or grandparents. You can't tell them nothing. As long as I can recall, my grandma always showed up to vote. She always had that sticker that say, I voted. Y'all want to sit up there and say whatever y'all want to say about Fonnie Willis? That right there that she doing to the people in Fulton County, she doing what she's supposed to do, what she says she would do. Even though literally I could make a video and say everything she said about Paul Howard, she's doing her goddamn self. Misappropriation of funds, sleeping with somebody in her administration, inappropriate contact with individuals. So there's that part. I don't care what y'all say and all this stuff. A lot of us have disparaging imagery or remarks to say about Fonnie Willis. But in all candor, what we say really don't matter because we're not residents of Fulton County. Majority of us don't even live in Georgia. So there's that. Hill knew what she was doing. She didn't put her vacation on notice till last week. The question is why? Because she knew this was coming and she had to get out that courtroom. This right here, Mars, they still vote her. 78,000 people voted in her primary. Those are the people she's serving. And I don't know if it was that many, but if it was. So, and there's that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of you, bro. Don't ever come in here disrespecting the chat. You can disrespect me, but disrespecting the chat, not gonna happen. The judge allowed Hilton. What does that say? They have their final shot tomorrow of the 2 motions. I forget what they are, but this is it tomorrow. As entertaining as today was, tomorrow is the one where we wait with bated breath. And if she doesn't get to it tomorrow, she'll get to it the next day. And I think everybody can say without doubt that this judge is being fair, but she also has a bit of a gripe against Miss Love because I believe she believes Miss Love has broken some rules. And she got to do something about that. Now, Miss Hilton, I believe Miss Hilton's not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, I believe. So the white dude is going to be the one questioning Woody because Love can't do it. Do you feel like the state turned up the heat on Kayla Bumpus? Hell yeah, they had to. Yeah, they had to. Bro, you're not finna, listen, let's just be human beings for 2 seconds. You're not about to get on this stand and tell me I did everything wrong. Hell nah, I'm about to get my retribution. Who you think you is? Nah, that's not gonna happen. Then, did y'all catch this right here? Let's see, y'all gotta load it up. This judge, in my opinion, wants this trial over. This is just my opinion because of this clip right here where she basically say, still, get out your feelings. Did you lose your boss? Pick them back up and hammer out a plea agreement.
What I would like, I think y'all now have, if not every bit of Mr. Copeland's prior testimony, almost every bit of it, and Ms. Weaver's been pretty fast at turning it around. And at this point, it may be best to redo the entirety of Mr. Copeland's testimony, including bringing him back in and asking him whether he wants to testify. And I'll hear from everybody on what we might need to advise him of, if anything he's been, or re-advise him of, or correctly advise him of, and then just maybe start from scratch with him. If there are things that everybody can agree, I just don't know whether we know what he's going to do or how he's going to testify. So I don't know if it's productive to continue to look and see whether there are things y'all can agree on. But if there are things that everybody can agree on and we can just say, okay, you know, these 5 things take as, you know, something he said and the rest of it redo, or whether we just want to start 100% from scratch. As I understand it, nobody had played the June 10th, 2015 interview from him yet anyway, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's the only one where he inculpates any of these defendants, right?
No.
No, that's not right. That in the Donovan Thomas murder is what I mean.
Oh. That's the first one, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's directly in the way that he did on
Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. But we need to make some progress into the, I mean, I am still considering in working through Mr. Shard's motion, and then we'll get to Mr. Weinstein's motion for mistrial. Both of them are motions for mistrial. But assuming for the purposes of getting things done that those are not ultimately granted, then we need to pick back up with this trial. Obviously, if they're granted, then that's a whole other ballgame. But I want us to make progress in the meantime. So tomorrow, I would like for our focus to be on how to handle Mr. Copeland and his testimony or potential testimony once we have the jury back, whether there's any agreement as to anything, proposed jury instruction as to if we're disregarding any or all of it, what that should say, whether we need to take notes, all of that kind of like the details we actually need to think through. I want y'all working on that tonight so that we can make progress with that tomorrow. And, you know, there are a lot of things up in the air in this case. And I am going to once again say to everybody that there's a lot of risk for everybody. There's a lot on the line for everybody, both sides of this case. And I know not everybody has necessarily the most fruitful relationship with each other across the aisle right now. But I know, Mr. Steele, you said that you do still have a good relationship with the district attorney herself, who certainly authorized to talk about each and every case because they're all her cases ultimately. But, you know, y'all need to be thinking about all of the potential ways to handle and move forward in this case. And I encourage y'all to be doing that because who knows what it's going to be otherwise, okay?
And Your Honor, we did get last night, speaking of things that we can deal with.
Yeah.
We got last night from Mr. Sharp, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe about 76 proposed redactions from the proffer of one of our witnesses that we discussed on Friday, Mr. Zachary.
Okay.
At some point, I know that the court is going to have us to address those. So, and I believe that Mr. Sharp, he can again correct me if I'm wrong, said that he could go through that was what the August 2017 interview, a proffer from Mr. Zachary. And there's an earlier one that I think he said he's going to go through and okay. He said he's going to go through another one.
Okay.
And so if he sends us those, that's another thing that we need to work out.
Perfect. And so y'all go ahead and tackle the first 76, see if there are things that you can agree on so that we can have an efficient day like we did on Friday where we sort out so that everybody knows here's what can and cannot come in potentially with regard to this witness. And he's coming up pretty soon. And if Mr. Copeland makes a decision different than his last decision, we may be getting to Mr. Zachary sooner than we think.
And if that is the case, then the state would have a motion for the court, similar to the one prior, with respect to Mr. Copeland.
You're gonna have to give me a hint as to what you mean by that.
So, Your Honor, just now, Your Honor referenced if Mr. Copeland chooses to do something different than what he chose to do last time, with respect to testify. I'm assuming the court means plead the fifth again. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm not undoing the immunity order. The immunity order stands. Unless y'all got some, I mean.
That's what I was
okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we can. I don't at this point see a need to undo and potentially redo an immunity order. I know that there is the argument about how paragraph 11 might contain a misrepresentation as to whether there was an encounter. I mean, the way I read it and what it says is there was an encounter with representatives of the DA's office and people from the defense team. After that, Mr. Copeland told somebody he might plead the fifth. Now, I don't know whether from that it means Mr. Copeland was even a part of that encounter, or if that's just given me some kind of a timeline about one thing happened and then another thing happened. But the import of that to the predecessor judge and to any judge considering does immunity need to be granted and is immunity in the public interest here is not what triggered it. It's this witness who the state thought was going to be testifying voluntarily under subpoena or not now intends to take the fifth. The only way we can get their testimony, which we believe we need, is to compel it. Will you compel their testimony? That's the import of it to me, not what led up to it, because there's no allegation of coercion or dirty dealing or anything like that, if it even means that Mr. Copeland was involved in any of that. So I don't believe that the immunity order needs to be redone. If somebody else thinks differently, y'all let me know that right now. Silence. Mr. Steele.
I don't believe anything before Mr. Weinstein filed the first motion to recuse. I'm not challenging anything before that.
Okay.
But I do want to hold, there was a lot of exculpatory information before the recusal motion was filed, so I don't want to wipe out Mr. Copeland's testimony on the 10th,
All right.
11th, or part of the trial.
All right, which is why I need y'all to get together on it and let's tackle that tomorrow. The nitty gritty of it. Okay? All right. So that means y'all have to do that tonight if you haven't already done it. All right.
She's not granting a mistrial. That's how I took that as. She's not granting a mistrial. I don't see it. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't see it. At max, I see her getting rid of Miss Love. But bruh, the way in which she's acting, let's just throw out Woody's testimony. And I ain't gonna hold you. What if Woody come in and say, I plead the fifth? She gonna be tasked with that same thing that she was talking about, what, 3 days ago, 4, 5 days ago? Of, man, y'all can't hold him indefinitely until the whole trial is over. So how long you gonna give him? If he comes in and pleads the fifth. She also, and this is part of the reason why I don't believe she's going to grant a mistrial, she told Woody how to testify. She said, oh, man. Well, if he comes in and he says, I don't recall, then basically you have to move on. But if he says, I made that statement, but everything I said was a lie, then you can bring in whatever he was saying. What? Like, hold on. Wait. What judge says something like that? And y'all don't think if I'm Woody, I wouldn't be watching none of this stuff? Come on now. I believe this judge doesn't want this to go on. And that's why she's sitting up here saying, and she said this at least 4 times that I can recall. Hey, if y'all want to get together and hammer out a plea agreement, then yeah. So that's how I see it, bro. I don't see it no other way. Could I be wrong? I hope I'm wrong. I hope I can get on a live stream and be like, man, I'm glad I was wrong. Thug is coming home. But depends. Because we have to look at it from every angle. Is this a political trial? 100%. 100%. Should Young Thug take a plea deal? 100%. But I ain't gonna hold you. Taking a plea deal and copping a felony, that ain't where you want to be at. I was going to make a video last weekend about that, about why Young Thug should take a plea deal. And some of y'all like this, like, no, he shouldn't take a plea deal. Okay. Let me walk y'all through a series of events that happened. Young Thug lost his sister that was close to him while he was in jail. Young Thug's son talked about harming himself while he was in jail. Young Thug has not been able to physically be around his kids for the start of spring, summer, winter, Christmas, birthdays, and all that crap going on 3 years. Eventually, you got to do it for your kids. Imagine not being around your kids for 3 years. You watch your kids for 3 years. Imagine if you had a 1-year-old. That 1-year-old is now 4, walking around, talking. This is a whole different human being than when you left. His kids are on the internet, rapping, talking crazy. Now, that bowling alley thing where he lost his baby mama, that was before he went to jail. I'm not finna sit up here and argue with you. So, unfortunately, he might have to bite his pride and ego and unfortunately take one of the biggest L's for his kids. But that's on him, and we can't get mad if he were to tap out and say, you know what, I want to go see my babies. Because at the end of the day, we don't matter. We don't. His kids matter most to him. His family matters most to him. All we can do is support from literally everything. Young Thug is not charged with unaliving Donovan Thomas at all. So I don't know why you said that, or maybe you misinformed, but he's not charged with that. A felony would hurt him. A felony can literally determine where you stay. The homeowners association, them people, yeah, they have say so. As unfortunate as it is. You don't believe me, just go look it up. You ain't gotta take me at my word. Go look it up. There are places in this world, in the United States of America, that literally, if you're a felon, you are screwed. But I can see it from the standpoint of, boy, you came this far. You might as well see it through. They didn't have a plea deal for Thug when the plea deals were coming. They didn't. Young Thug was never granted a plea deal. Please stop believing certain things about these individuals that have not been proven from regular black people. What you talking about, Nash? Go ask a regular black person how hard it is to get houses, how hard it is to extend your education, how hard it is to get business deals, how hard it is to get loans based off of being a felon. They look for reasons to disqualify you. It just is what it is. So there's that. There are countries that will not allow you to come into their country if you are a felon. Think of something as simple as a DUI. You can't go into Canada unless it's 10 years after your DUI. That's just Canada. But I can make a case why Thug should just do what he's doing and see it all out. Because, bruh, you done already did years, 3 years in here. You might as well get the rest of it done. So we don't know, but I ain't gonna hold you. It's difficult to see. It's difficult to decide. You done got all this money. You want to know what it is? This is what it is. Live with the results. But I know for a fact, 100% fact, that Thug ain't trying to be no felon, regardless of anything. And I think he's going to stick that out. But I can make the case. Bruh, go home. Brian still said the reason why Young Thug put on all that weight was because he's having kidney problems while he's in jail. That there's blockage going on. And on top of this, it's not a violent felony if he were to essentially take a plea deal. It's not a violent felony. He's not a felon. Idiot. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Tell me the crime where Young Thug went to prison and became a felon. Got to help me out on that one. You go ahead and block him. We ain't doing that one. Young Thug is not a freaking felon. Oh man, let me see what this says. It says, I don't think it's going to be a mistrial, but I do see her removing Hilton in love. Plus, Doug should not take no plea. I hear you. I hear you, but I disagree. That's the comment right there. He was arrested with drugs and guns in this RICO. King Wiz. Yeah, people claim that already. That's why you don't hear about it anymore. You don't hear about that anymore. I'm happy to report to you, King Wiz. I'm happy to report to you. All of those guns and all that stuff already got claimed. Everything already got claimed. So it's not gonna go on. You think Thug will forgive Woody? Thug gonna forgive everybody and keep on rolling. He has to. If anything, what this RICO will have shown you and told you is get on with your life. If Thug harbors any hatred or ill will towards anybody, anything like that, he moving backwards. He's stuck in the past. He probably need to still be in jail. There is nothing to gain at this point to go on and perceive the world into believing that you still thugging like that. It is F everybody. All you got to do is say, I got love for you, but this is where it stops. And that's that. You done showed me who you was in the past, and I believe that's who you'll be in the future. Because y'all got to remember, in those plea deals, in those tapes that Woody had, Woody jumped out the window and literally said, hey, you said you going to off me and off Tick? That's what he said. Woody once said, I'm an unalive Young Thug. That's what he said. Because I thought he was trying to get me. All right. If I'm Young Thug, all I'm doing is focusing on the next 10 years. The next 10 years. Let me use my clout, build my people up, get my next individuals on and get my name done, and then move into a CEO range and an A&R range where I could just hire talent. It is what it is. It is what it is. If I'm Thug, I'm looking at everybody. Every freaking body. And I'm saying to myself, Who can I grow with, and where does it stop? Who can I grow with, and where does it stop? Because at the end of the day, this is a business now. Now you got to get back to it. You done lost millions. Ain't nobody making no money in jail except the mafia. Nobody making no freaking money in jail except YNW Melly. He ain't making no damn money in jail like that. Didn't you hear what Lil Baby said? I sent Young Thug $1 million for his legal fees. All right. All right. That man ain't broke. Cuzzo 247 or 24/7. I want you to go look at the what is it called? When people can't pay their rent. The eviction rates of Atlanta. And you will see, I believe the number was either 35% or 45% of all houses that are being rented in Atlanta fall up under that, bro. It's almost half. Where people are getting evicted for not paying their rent. That sounds good until you realize, oh, snap. When Trump and Biden was giving out them stupid stimulus checks, this was screwing us over. That's what led us to this inflation. Everybody, all the traveling nurses and all this stuff, and everybody was getting paid, myself included. Myself included, running it up. But it comes a point to where we have too much money circulating and we got to get rid of it. What's the max on a RICO? 20 years. The minimum is 5. Right here. Trump will pardon Thug if he gets convicted when he gets into office. Impossible. Let me help you out. This is your first time looking at politics and you're getting online and you're spouting off stuff that's not true. Let me help you out, okay? President, federal. This RICO, state. What is the governor's name? Brian. What's the governor of Georgia name? Can't even think of his name. God, what is his name? God, what's his name? Brian Kemp. There we go. Freaking Brian Kemp. Only Brian Kemp can pardon Young Thug. I'm going to be honest. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He ain't said nothing about no doggone Young Thug and all that and anything. If anything, he gave more power to the GBI than any governor in the history of Georgia. There was this crazy report out there where the state troopers were just pulling people over, predominantly black people over, and searching their cars disproportionately and literally weren't turning up with anything. All because of the powers of Brian Kemp. And Brian Kemp don't like Trump anyways. Why would he? You came in here, you sat up here and told everybody of my state that we got irregular voting systems. We sitting up here and don't know how to vote here. We got dirty voting and all this stuff and everything. Nah. That's why y'all see Fox News stop saying that the election was fixed because they lost that lawsuit to Dominion, that $800 million lawsuit. Yeah, Georgia ain't feeling that. You think these people forgot about that? I wish you would come to my state and say, we some dirty voters and all that crap. And then now you sitting up here trying to get up and make sure that we vote for you. Nah, remember, we dirty. Yeah, he's just getting annoying now, bro. You're spamming my chat. Sorry. Y'all can say anything, but please don't spam my chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can say your insults and all that, but putting it there like 10 times just so Daddy Nash can see you, it's going to get you blocked. So it is what it is, man. I don't think them George will convict him. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. We don't know what in the world they gonna do. We don't know anything. Let me ask you a question. Do you think if it's a older white lady, older Hispanic lady there, that she wouldn't be on the side of the freaking prosecution? Who was the most impactful witness they had? Think about this. The most impactful witness that they had was the guy would have his head shot off. Came in there, said he had seizures. Water fell, they thought he pissed himself. He literally had to cane and walk in and all of that stuff. That was the most impactful witness because of the visualization. And to say that YSL is a gang, and it doesn't take every freaking witness and every act to make Young Thug the leader. It takes one. Butter said, but you remember, Adam said, did you know the person who did this to you is free? And he said, no. But we all know, well, no, he didn't say it's free. He said that basically it's already taken care of. That's not what he said. He said, did you know that the case basically was handled and taken care of? And he said, no. He didn't say that the person's free. The person who did it got 50 years. So, nah, that's not actually what was said. What was said was that the trial is basically over. But here's the problem. That man was brought in there, and this is where I gotta apologize to Miss Love because I went off on her, where basically he was brought there to get money out of Young Thug. It's called a victim's impact. It's not victim's impact statement, but it's like a victim something where basically the people responsible for it, you can sue. Young Thug would be responsible for it if he's the head of YSL. So there's that. No, DK pointed to somebody else, victim of crimes. If that's what it is, I'll take you at that. But I know that he was up there basically to get money from Young Thug. So, victim of violent crime. So either way that goes, that's why he was up there. But that was the most impactful witness. I don't care about Belknap, about Gaither or Dennis, Detective Slew Dennis. Don't know about him, and he coming up there and talking, and I listen to Young Thug too. I like some of his music. Or the A&E detectives coming up there. Oh, I can't even think of dude. What's the black dude name? Oh man, what is his name? Oh, what the hell is his name? Somebody help me out here, man. Oh, God damn. Quinn. Detective Quinn Raggedy Ass. Yeah. Shout out Britt. Detective Quinn. Yeah. Yeah, Detective Quinn over there. Thug showing you stacks of money saying you should come work for me. And you sitting up here basically saying, I got enough to charge you with a crime, but I'll let you go. Then you sat up there talking about donuts. You make the donut this way and a donut another way and all this stuff. And Brian still had a Perry Mason moment. Some of y'all too young to know what that means. A Perry Mason moment means where you catch the person on the stand lying, and there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. So it is what it is, bro. With this case, I can honestly say this. What we feel is only us. What we know is what's presented. But what we don't know is what that jury's going to say. And some of y'all are saying all it takes is one person to hold on. Okay. Remember YNW Melly's trial? They just say, go ahead and let's restart that thing. You know what I'm saying? Spit on that thing. We got to sit up here and redo it again. Is that what y'all want? Nah, man. I said Perry Mason, bro. Perry Mason is before Matlock. I don't. Don't tell me y'all didn't know that. Yeah, Perry Mason, bro. I might be too old, bro. I might be dating myself. I might be too old. Yeah, we didn't have Matlock and we didn't have Boston Legal and all that. Yeah, I know about all that. Even certain parts of Walker, Texas Ranger. In what's that? The Jim Rockford files, bro. Like a lot of this stuff. Whole lot of this stuff, bro. But I'm just telling y'all, this is just the truth. Perry Mason is from the 50s. So you saying I look good for 70 something? Yeah. Dick Tracy. Yeah, Dick Tracy too. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. They don't know about Perry Mason. Man, great show. Aged well. Besides, so what? I love me some Matlock. What you talking about? In Andy Griffin's show. Better get it right. Murder, She Wrote. Hey, I know some of y'all grew up with y'all grandparents. Columbo. Ooh. Yeah, Columbo. Truthfully. Absolute. Yeah. Yep. Columbo. Damn. Yeah, man. Columbo. God, I forgot about that in the heat of the night. Shout out. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, that we're going to see, bro. Tomorrow is going to, do you believe in mistrials in the works? Yeah. But do I believe it's going to happen? No. I believe there'll be some remedies that'll happen. But in all honesty, But I'm telling y'all now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And tomorrow, she grants a mistrial, cool. But once this continues to go on, and the mistrial doesn't get granted, y'all gonna see that crowd turn on that judge. Y'all gonna see the crowd turn on that judge. Y'all gonna see it happen. Mark my words. It's been boiling over. Like, look at this. Look at it in this way, right? When Ms. Bumpus first started, everybody disliked her. Then she started talking, she started saying stuff, she started doing certain things and going on podcasts. Everybody started liking her. Today, a lot of people dislike her. So if if they would turn on Kayla Bumpus, you don't think they'll turn on this judge? Who said, I can't go back and retroactively rule against whatever Judge Glanville has set forth. Said that flat out. You don't think the people ain't looking at that? You got to remember, over here, the visionaries, we're not fans. We have a rooting interest. But, bro, we ain't like them people in them other chats. Nah. They'll turn on you in a heartbeat. Now, over here, some of y'all may get disappointed with some things that I may say, but y'all ain't going nowhere. We cooling. We growing. See, look, I don't like her because she's too animated for me. It sounds on the mic are ridiculous and the snarky laughs. Y'all gonna get mad at her for saying y'all a lot. That southern jaw. A mistrial with no retrial possible is what the defense will. Yeah, that's called mistrial with prejudice. But it doesn't mean, see, here's the thing. Mistrial with prejudice doesn't really mean anything if they come back with new evidence. If they come back with new evidence, it ain't gonna matter. So we'll see. Everybody like, and that's one of the things that I ain't gonna hold you. Some gonna disagree with this. Where I had to agree with Miss Love. Hey, if y'all win in this case, let it ride. That's like we playing 21 1-on-1 and you whooping me. You up 15 and I got 2. And I say, let's restart. Let's restart. You say, you know what, bruh? Let's restart, man. You wouldn't do that. You want to finish it out. And that's what Miss Love said. Well, if y'all winning, let it roll. So, but they got to play that 4D chess, if you will. Have to. Still is setting up all type of applications for a retrial, for certain appeals and all this stuff. It's the smart thing to do. I don't care what I say out in public. In private and in my profession, I got to do what the hell I got to do. And y'all know a lot of y'all know a lot of this stuff that he's doing. He has to do professionally, but you have to put the contingencies out there. It just is what it is. Love doesn't have all her stuff together. She handled business today. Can we all agree to that? She did what she was supposed to do. As far as the supervillain, she doing a damn good job. You slick want them boys to go down. What does that benefit me? I'm just curious. I'm the one who literally has conversations, phone recorded conversations that would literally turn the tide against a bunch of people. I got stuff I could really say that would turn the people against me, but it'll still make you watch. And that would say, I want them boys to slick go down. But you know what? You're entitled to your own opinion. Nah, you only read negative comments about you? I do. Okay. Kayla told the truth. Love was asking questions. Nah, I won't do that. Ain't no way. The burden wasn't on love. It was on the defense. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. Because you got to remember, the defense came with the allegations. So practically, if I'm the one saying that you did this, you did that, it's on me to prove that you did it. So let's kind of understand they had to. Like, it's not it's not really a bad thing. Love didn't do that well, in my opinion. Okay. I mean, what did you see? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm not criticizing you or anything. What did you see today from Love that was have you to believe what you're saying that she didn't do that well today? I'm just curious because I think she did all right. She didn't get booted off the case today. She brought in contradictory statements from people who were officers of the court. So, in my opinion, she didn't get booted off the case. She held her own. That's really all you can ask. Honestly, I'm just being fair. That like literally all you can ask is what she did. I can't lie. Love is good and she knows. Yeah, bro. Perfect. Hey, this is exactly what I'm saying right here. Love be holding stuff down, but she is grimy, but she on point with her stuff. I would hire her, dog, for a lawyer. I ain't going that far, bro. Hold up. Nah, I didn't read that last part. Get that off. Hey, man. Get that. Get that off my screen. Time out. Get that off my screen. Nah, hold on. That last part, bro. I would not hire her. I think she has the ability to piss people off. I'm sorry. I don't want a lawyer who's going to piss off people. She literally has alienated the other side. That ain't no type of lawyer I want personally. I don't want a lawyer who's going to sit up here and piss off the other side. I still want and this is my opinion, I still want my doggone lawyer to be able to sit up here and get it done even when people is pissed off. That's just me. I don't know how to do a poll because I do all my stuff on the phone. So it doesn't allow me to do that. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. So nah, I don't want no lawyer. I don't care who it is. I don't want no freaking lawyer that's gonna piss off the other side. That's just me. But hey, I see why. Like, man, you saying basically she'll get dirty enough to win the case by all means. All right, but typically, if you commit a crime, you'll commit another one. Typically, they call jail a revolving door. So even if we win this one, what if we come back? So who you think is winning this case thus far? I think it's obvious that the defense is winning. Honestly, I think it's obvious the defense is winning, but we still got what, 50 witnesses to go? Gotta remember, it ain't about anybody that's passed. It's about getting somebody who gonna stick out and basically make that case. What's gonna stick out the most? Could it be the next witness? Because everybody's worried about Woody, but Antonio Sledge is coming up, and his testimony is supposed to be way worse. He's supposed to be the proof of a whole lot of shootings. Yeah, Woody stuff looked bad, but Sledge is coming in, and I'm telling you now, we're going to be sitting here like, ooh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, Brad, let this keep on going. We got the one witness that's about to come in, but it ain't Antonio. Do you think Thug will sue the state if he gets out? I think if Thug gets out, beats this case, he getting on with his life. He's getting on with his life. If you won't, go ahead and try. But by the time this is over, Young Thug will have probably did 4.5 years in jail. You think a nigga want to come back and forth to court to sue the state for all that, or you want to get out, get with his family, and smash Mariah the Scientist every night? What would you do? What is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Whose side you on? Defending corruption too much? Coming to you from Europe. This case is being laughed at how corrupt and embarrassing it is. I don't have a side. I'm sorry. And I told you my bias is towards Young Thug. But a side, honestly, I don't have a side. We don't have a side. We're rooting, but ain't nobody put no money on Young Thug's books in here. And nobody wrote the judges in the judicial system and Supreme Courts over here. So the nigga ain't no side. What are you talking about? We ain't did one thing. One freaking thing. Ain't no signs. This is literally YouTube. What the hell you thought you was? Where you think you was at, bro? And I ain't gonna hold you. If you're in Europe laughing at us, then we laughing at you. What the hell you mean? Y'all don't got no straps over there. Y'all get stabbed over there, bro. Ain't nobody tripping off no Europe. Y'all damn near got took over by Germany. Y'all was losing the war to Germany before America came in, laughing at us. You almost got wiped out by mice and rats. Ain't nobody care about y'all. We got freedoms y'all never have. What you talking about? What you talking about, bro? We're in Europe. And? Nigga, so what? I don't care if you laughing at me. Y'all live a life we do not care to live. This is America. I don't give a damn about y'all. Europe is laughing at. Here, let me turn around and give you my ass a kiss. I don't care about y'all. Y'all let Trump go over there, push and bully all your world leaders up over there. Literally. Y'all scared of Putin over there. Literally. Nobody care about what y'all did. Y'all laughing at us. Europe laughing at America. Bro, we wasn't even a country with 50 states and spanked y'all with 13 colonies. And y'all had to come back and do business with us. We didn't need y'all. Man, who you talking to? Europe laughing at y'all. Y'all economy is shaky as hell. What? Y'all want to get over here. Y'all dependent upon our vaccines. We don't got y'all's. Y'all need our Modernas and Pfizer's and Johnson & Johnson. Nigga, we don't need y'all. The hell? Y'all don't even put bread into the, what's that, the organization that Trump was talking about pulling the money? Nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. We don't care about y'all. Y'all done had what, Boris Johnson and all that? Y'all done had 5 people run y'all country in the last 7 years. The last 7 freaking years. How smart was Brexit? Would you like a pound right here? You sit yourself right there, make yourself useful. Us over here in the UK, we're laughing at you Americans because we sit here with for tea and crumpets and make sure that we have snow and automobiles and drive on the wrong side of the roads and we can get stabbed by forks and spoons and knives. Would you like a lolly? Would you sit yourself here right here? Shut up. I'll go over there with a 22 and take over your country. I'll go over there with a 22 and take over your country. Shut up. Laughing at America. Huh? I want to go with the pop in the shop, the youth and the loof, Houston and Peace in the top like no, like let's start for the cop and the not. Shut up. Y'all can't rap. The hell you talking about? What the hell you talking about? The hardest stuff y'all got is Idris Elba. And he had to come over here and play like he was from Baltimore. I'm out with the youth, Mike and the Chiefs, sitting your pop and the devil and the news. Everything y'all got to get from us. We don't take nothing from y'all. Y'all don't export nothing. What's y'all main export over there? Huh? Huh? Y'all don't produce no oil. Y'all don't produce no fruits, no vegetables, no nothing. The hell y'all good for? The Queen, Prince Charles. We sent one light-skinned broad over there and destroyed y'all royal family. Nigga, we sent Meghan Markle over there and destroyed Europe. Shut up. Y'all have free healthcare, but y'all ain't got free dentistry. Y'all ain't got free orthodontics. Why y'all teeth messed up like that? Huh? Huh? Why y'all teeth look like that? What you mean? The hell you talking about? Y'all ain't nothing tough about y'all at all. Nothing. But I do like the UK though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna. I do like the UK though. I ain't gonna hold you. If there was one man in life that I ever tried to emulate was Daniel Craig in 007. I ain't gonna hold you. And I ain't gonna hold you. I watched Luther probably like 100 times, bro. Yeah. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. It'll be like, yeah, bro, nah. Nigga, what? If there's one man in movie I try to be, Bond, James Bond. Yeah. I even got a strap that's literally from, yeah, my 380p AMP backup. I'll be in that range like I'm James Bond like a mug. I ain't gonna hold you. Gun about this big. I'm trying to hit something from 50 yards away. Now I like Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay, man, look, I be in there, man, I be in the back of my head getting cussed out by Gordon Ramsay. You fucking wanker. Put the phone on, bro. Fucking idiot. You put these 2 pieces of bread on your heads. You're a stupid sandwich. Say it. Stupid sandwich. Yeah. My God, man. Yeah. Now, y'all act like we wasn't all playing that 007 on N64. You a lie. You're a goddamn lie. Oh my God. Look at this. Viewers are making fun of the UK. They're commenting, wait, come back. Other side. Yo! What? Yo, that's crazy. It say they food, they teeth, and they rap music. Yo. Hey, the visionaries, we the worst. Bro, we the we the worst, bro. What? Oh my God, that's hell. How? I don't know, bro. That picture behind you look like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. Are you talking about Kramer? You don't know nothing about Kramer, bro? In Seinfeld? You missing out, bro. Kramer and George Costanza was the main reason I was watching Seinfeld. I ain't gonna hold you. You're about to hit that 17K. Listen, if y'all notice, I ain't really been promoting that. Hey, get us to 200K so I can give away that $1,000 like that. Every once in a while, I'll remind y'all, like, hey, bro, we 17K away, but I don't care if we hit that 200,000 no more. I don't want to give $1,000 away, but I know that that money will go a long way for somebody. And I like helping people out. So there's that. I personally do, because honestly, y'all could be doing so much other stuff, but y'all here kicking it with us, with the visionaries. There's people right now who literally kicking it, chilling, hanging out. And you know what? That's the best thing ever. And don't nobody else do this on their stuff. I really want this channel to be able to turn into some Mr. B stuff. When we get to like 2 million and all the videos we do hit like 1 million, it's going to be hard to say, you know what, bro? Every single day, we just going to give $100 away. We might even get somebody on the street. I don't know. But I know this. It's a dope feeling. It's a dope feeling. When we raise that money, we raise that $500, and I don't know how freaking fast. How fast did we raise that 500, y'all? In like 30 minutes? And turned around and gave it all away? And I need a lot of y'all people to stop doing this BS that some of y'all keep on doing. Stop getting mad at people who are giving away things and saying the stupidest thing on earth. Oh, it's a tax write-off. Do you realize if you take $1 million out of your account, you have to account for where the hell it went? That's what triggers what's called an audit. You ever been audited by the IRS? You have to say where the money went. I think a lot of people don't understand that part. So for those of you who keep on sitting up there saying crap about, Oh, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off. It better be a tax write-off or you going to jail. Do you realize you can be bought up on embezzlement from your own money? All right, bro. All right, bro. All right. All right. Y'all keep believing, like a lot of y'all, man, like, please stop believing some of the misinformation that is spread to y'all and then lie and say, hey, bruh, we do our history and our research and our homework on all of this stuff. One of the biggest lies that keep on being told is about like Michael Jordan and how he built private prisons. No, Michael Jordan did build private prisons, but that was Michael Jordan in Oregon, the senator. Check it out TV. I don't know you, ain't never seen you, and nigga, don't ever in your life call me no goddamn Teddy. I don't know who you is. I don't know who the hell you is. We on IG. Block them. Stay on IG. And if I find out who you is on my Instagram, I'm gonna block you then. Type of grown ass man to call another nigga Teddy. Would you want these balls in your chin, fool? Weirdo. I don't swing that way. Nah, nigga, ain't no, I don't rock with you, nigga. Get that up out of here. I feel like you sex playing me, bro. I'm cool. Tell me to drop the link. Nigga, I don't drop the link for nothing. Anyways, what's going to happen tomorrow? Hopefully we get these motions taken care of, Brad. I don't know if it's me or if it's somebody else. But, bro, don't it seem like this judge is dragging her feet along for these motions? This Weinstein motion has been here for a week. She keep on talking about decorum and order and making sure stuff gets done timely and all this crap. But am I the only one tripping? Am I the only one tripping? It can't be just me. I'm like, you talking about everything else but the elephant in the room. Man, you done let Brian Steele make all type of motions, cry in the court. Shark come through talking about steam coming off of my bald head. What that got to do with Weinstein motion? All right, y'all agree? All right, cool. Because I thought I was tripping. I'm like, bro, this motion been sitting here like elf on the shelf, bro. Like, is we ever gonna get to this? Because it don't seem like we getting to it no time soon. Making sure it's nothing she can deny. Take it. And this is my reason why I think she's doing it. I think she's doing it because she's basically like, yeah, I'm not gonna grant this motion. Give me something that I can grant a mistrial. She's making sure she's airtight to us. She's not gonna. First off, Glanville got to be voted out. He's run unopposed. So what's she looking at? The next couple of years? Seti, why is Adam so reserved? That's his nature. And he's not the lead attorney. Like, they're a team. But please believe and know, Brian Steele and Keith Adams are a team, but Brian Steele leads that team. That's why. He ain't the man like that. He dope at his job. And I already said, I think he should be the leading attorney. But this Brian Steele show. It should have been a mistrial. Yvette Shabazz. How come? How come? How come? How'd you get to it should be a mistrial? Just curious. Just curious. Well, you got to remember too, Adams used to be a DA. So you got to remember that part. Adams used to be a DA. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have hated to see that nigga on the prosecution team, and I'm sitting over there with a stolen TV and a stolen jersey and looking at a year in jail. Because you said so. Oh, my God. Yeah, you light-skinned for real. Ms. Weaver should take the stand, said he. For what? For what? For what? Why Ms. Weaver got to take the stand? She just give you what's reported on. If anybody need to take the stand, it's Woody. Honestly. And that was one thing that threw me all the way off. When they was like, yeah, Woody outside. He'll testify right now. Nigga, if you don't wait until they call you to resume this trial, if you don't, first off, Woody said, I'm a liar. He said, I'm a liar. I'll lie about anything is basically what he said. He said, I tell you the God's honest truth. I said anything that I could say to get out of jail. The only thing the jury thinks about Woody is he's entertaining. Other than that, man, what? That's it. They don't believe him. I'm sorry, man. The jurors, they don't believe Woody at all. Nobody believes him. I don't believe him. You don't believe him. Y'all believe him when he say I don't recall? Then nobody believe that man. All you know is he a liar. That's it. And he entertaining as hell, charismatic as hell. Hell, I didn't even know he did a part 1 of the 20v1. I thought he did just one. Turns out he did 2 of them. Somebody was sending me clips. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was funny. But nobody believe Woody for nothing, bro. I don't care what nobody's saying. Nobody believe in that man. He full of it. It's cool. Just know that what he said is not gonna get Young Thug locked up. All they believe is that Woody would go in there and lie just to get up out of there, and that's all you can want for him to do. So it is what it is. So I don't know what to tell you. Is Mondo YSL or not? I'm confused. Mondo is not YSL. Thug didn't even like Mondo when he got locked up. The reason why I went off on Mondo was simply this. And I'm guilty of it too. We all pick and choose. Y'all remember that time that AD and OT Genesis and all them got into it with the dudes in San Diego? And I said, I'm not making no video on that. No. We cool. We homies. I'm not doing that. Nah, man, be unbiased. I'm not. Not when it comes to my people. You sound dumb as hell. We all pick and choose. It just is what it is. I can't be the only one acknowledging this. So my problem with Mondo was, how can you call out Woody, but you were sitting with DK who did the same thing? How? How? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. And you going off on a man who is literally on the stand right now, who hasn't said anything on the stand to hurt Young Thug's trial. But you gonna get on the internet and trash this dude. You could have trashed him after he got off the stand. All right, cool. But you doing it while he's on the stand. And then you talked about your music. That's your ulterior motive right there. You talked about Gunna. Gunna's not giving you a feature. That man got 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, 200,000 views on YouTube. That nigga ain't popping like that. Do y'all know you can buy a check mark on Instagram? You can buy views, buy likes, buy comments, buy followers. So Buddy ain't popping like that. Only reason anybody paid attention to him is because he put YSL in his name. And we didn't know who the hell he was. But when you come out and you say, y'all playing Woody's music, y'all got him doing 20v1. The industry is blackballing me because they see me as a bad investment because I was really in the streets. What does really in the streets mean, bro? Honestly, what does that even mean? Do y'all know the easiest thing to do is be in the streets? Do y'all know that? The easiest thing to do in the streets is the easiest thing to do in life, and that's take the easy way out. You know how easy it is to sell narcotics? To sell green substances, white substances, liquid substances? Do you really not know how easy that is? It's not hard to do. These cats make a lot of this stuff that is normal, that college kids do. Think it's the dopest thing in the world. It's the hardest thing to do. No, it's lazy. It's lazy. And it comes with an expiration date. It ain't a matter of if you get caught. It's a matter of when you get caught. It's not hard to do this and aim at somebody. It's really not. I go to the range and do it all the time at paper. It's not that difficult. You want to know what's hard is getting up, going to a job, sacrificing and dedicating your time, making sure that your family got it and they can depend on you. That's hard. It's being dependable. It's being reliable. That's hard. That stuff they doing is the easy way out. Them the niggas that was in class sleeping and all this stuff, not getting their schoolwork done, not studying, none of that stuff. I ain't never had no respect for drug dealers. For what? I have respect for the man that worked the cash register at McDonald's. That's who I'll have respect for. The people who say, nah, I'm not finna take the easy way out. All that BS, I'm in the streets, bro. The streets is easy. 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 Freaking easy. Your hair gonna turn gray anyways, James Compton. What are you talking about? Whether you're working or not. It's called getting old. You should want to live a long age and get old and spread the word to your sons, your nephews, your cousins about how to get that way. If you respect the streets, you are lost. If you hollering about you in the streets, you are lost. Boy, you better listen. Y'all ever go to my hood Half my homies don't even like me because I come through there and I literally abduct my own homies. I take them up out the hood. Hey, bro, we finna get up out of South Central. We about to go do this and go do that, go do this and go do that. A lot of my homies dislike that. We going on these big podcasts. We about to go do these interviews. We about to go get in the studio. We about to go do this. We got stuff to do. That whole time I've abducted my own homies 2-3 days and all that crap and everything, they ain't getting shot at. They ain't going to jail. They ain't doing nothing illegal. They up under me. I know how to run the streets of LA real well. So, bro, I'm cool. I'm cool. I survived California without an F on my report card. I had an F. I disagree with the streets is easy. That really depends on where you are living, and some guys don't have a choice. You always have a choice. Don't believe that BS. You always have a choice. What are you talking about? You always have a choice. What are you talking about? If you believe that BS, let me ask you the question. Why isn't the majority of poor people having an arrest record and going to prison? Huh? Why isn't the most poverty-stricken areas still not having 50%, 51% of those individuals going to prison? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the freaking hype. They're lying to you. Bad stuff gonna happen to every freaking body. It happens. People gonna die. You gonna fail in life. People gonna say they supposed to be there and they not. People gonna owe you and they're not gonna pay you back. You're gonna get your heart broken by both genders. You're gonna get treated like you are dumb and stupid. You think the inflation gonna go down with Kamala? No. Depends on the Senate. The supply chains are fixed. Everything's supposed to be down now. These corporations are getting over on people. This ain't got nothing to do with no president. This ain't got crap to do with no president. Don't even believe that for 2 seconds. The supply chains are back. Everything is back to normal. It's these companies that ain't lowering these prices. Y'all better get on y'all governors about holding these companies accountable. They're not sitting up here finding these companies and tuning it down. The reason, really the majority of the reason why everything costs so much was because we had to shut down the country. So we weren't able to manufacture goods, but then we gave everybody money. And what happens is normally what was costing you $3, well, we ain't really making as many of those. So if you really want it, you got extra money, we're going to charge you $7. But since you got that extra money in your pocket, you ain't really tripping. But now you ain't got that extra money in your pocket. Yeah, nah. Minimum wages were supposed to go up. Don't believe the stupid talking points. And it's really, unfortunately, is a Republican talking point that says, well, if we raise minimum wage, they're going to sit up here and raise the prices. Bruh, what? We ain't raised minimum wages up in 15 freaking years, in 30 plus years federally. But in 30 years, I can tell you the price of a candy bar has went up from 25 cents to $1.50. They gonna keep up with prices going up, and wages ain't going up. Don't believe the crap that they telling y'all. There is so much freaking disinformation out there. It would be ridiculous if you started to go down the rabbit hole, because you're going to realize you've been lied to a bunch. They're going to tell you crap about Trump, right? Nobody will talk to you about how Trump managed to get a deal with Mexico that was literally taking our auto industry. And Trump worked out a deal that says, hey, listen, let us build the stuff you need in America, and then we'll ship it off to y'all. Instead of y'all doing this, we have the resources, the minerals, and all this crap to make it. They don't bring that up. Trump don't even bring that up. So there are towns that manufacture a bunch of stuff that owe Donald Trump 100%. But his campaign is too stupid to even recognize to put that out there. Because Trump is so used to being petty and calling people stupid and dumb and idiots and all that crap. They would have y'all believe that Kamala Harris, it went from thousands of people to now millions of people were locked up for weed. Let me tell you, as a California born and raised citizen, that BS that they spreading about Kamala Harris getting people arrested, she's not a cop. She's a goddamn DA. And when you go back and all the people who lied and say they did their homework, weed was illegal. Was illegal. So y'all gonna double back on Fonnie Willis and be like, well, she had black people locked up for smoking weed in Atlanta, in Georgia. Knowing good and damn well it's illegal, right? Do y'all know that there was 1,600 people arrested and only 49 of those individuals were actually convicted? They don't put that out. Kamala Harris' dumbass team don't even put it out. They expect people to type up and go, look, people ain't doing that, bruh. They're not doing that. Then they play the same old. Donald Trump. Hey, Biden old as hell, and we believed him. And Donald Trump was right. All right. Cool. Now you got Kamala. I ain't found a black person yet who said I'm fully black. I ain't found a black person yet who said, yeah, I'm just black, bruh. Yeah, no, I'm just black. Hey, ain't a black person I went and seen in my life that just say I'm pure black. Hey, no, I'm black, I'm Irish, I'm 1/3 Native American and all this crap. I'm like, well, come on, man. Come on. Y'all did the same thing to Obama. Obama ain't black, he got a white mama. Megan Thee Stallion twerked for Kamala Harris. Hulk Hogan ripped off his shirt for Donald Trump at the Republican National Convention. Y'all think these fools, these presidents and all this crap, presidential nominees and all these damn politicians don't want entertainers? Are you stupid? This is what they've always done. See, this is some of y'all's first time. Some of y'all first time ever paying attention to politics. Y'all, they got Amber Rose up there for Donald Trump. I wonder how those Christians that Donald Trump was talking to would feel about a woman who's an atheist sitting up there at the Republican National Convention. All right. Like I said, even about Mondo, I say that it's this about people with politics. People pick and choose. People pick and choose. Seti, what's the thoughts on about a prison swap? Everybody does it. This ain't new. This ain't new. I like what Joe Biden said. If Trump could have done it, why didn't he? If Trump could have did it, why didn't he? These people even fail to realize that Trump said, hey, bro, don't sign that deal on the border protections because it's going to give the Democrats a win. And then I can't win to be president because y'all will have solved the crisis at the border. That's what he said. That's what he did. And then they forget about that. They don't care about the country. They use BS and constantly push it to the forefront. Remember when those immigrants had beat on them cops? Remember that? You know why they stopped covering that story? You don't want to know why? Because the guy that they actually put as the forefront, as the individual who did all of that crap, was actually not one of the two people who were beating on the cops. Y'all can go research that story if you want to. The guy that they put up there was not the one who did it. And then take it a step further, there's a whole video that shows them cops were literally NYPD corrupt as hell, walking through and pushing these people and hitting these individuals. And what they did was hit back. That's why all the charges were dropped. Why would they sign it after Biden overturned it was in place already, then asked to change it so bad? Because in every deal, you had to give up stuff, but there's certain things you just can't do. There were there was so much overspending on BS. So much overspending on BS that you couldn't allow it. That was their argument. But no matter what the Biden administration and the Democrats, and trust me, I'm the furthest thing from a Democrat, they weren't going to sign that deal at all. But what's going to happen is there's two scenarios. If Trump gets in, them Republicans ain't about to let him do anything. Y'all know who the real president was? Mitch McConnell. When Trump was in office, the person that was running the country, Mitch McConnell, y'all forget about the Senate so bad. Where is all the calls for Mitch McConnell to resign and all that stuff? Ain't heard him. Ain't heard nothing. That man froze up at the podium. Just twice in 2 months. They swept it under the rug. I'm not telling y'all who to vote for. I'm not. I'm not telling y'all who to vote for. Because I see idiots saying stupid stuff, but can't tell me where their polling place is. They can't tell me the address that they go to go vote. They can't tell me where early voting is. There are idiots right now who say no mail-in voting. So what about the soldiers? What about the soldiers? What about the military? What is the military supposed to do? Recall everybody just to come in and vote? Do y'all know that Donald Trump always voted via mail all the time? Celebrities typically mail in their votes. People who have stuff to do. Imagine the truck drivers. Y'all want all the truck drivers to stop driving for one day? Do y'all realize the prices that would skyrocket after that happens? So please stop listening to these morons about mail-in voting. Please, please, please stop listening to these morons about mail-in voting. You literally have to, and I'm only speaking for myself. I'm speaking for when I mail-in voted. I literally had to go to a freaking, I don't want to pay for trans surgery. Show me in your state budget where it says you have to do that. Please show me in your state budget where it says you have to do that, Chrissy. Please. Please show me. Please stop echo chambering talking points that are not true. Go to your state budget and show where this stuff happens. They are lying to you. They're lying to you specifically. They're doing this and all this shit. All right, where's it at in the budget? I'm in California. Show me the budget. Show me in the budget. You're just talking. You're just talking. Show me in the state budget where it says that. Show me in the state budget where it says that. What is it going to be called? Gender affirming care? I'll even look it up for y'all. Gender affirming care is a supportive form of healthcare that consists of an array of medical surgery, mental health, and non-medical services for transgender and binary people. That's what gender affirming care is. Now let's go to state budget, which you will never do. Okay? You're in San Francisco. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. There is $37.5 billion. $37.5 billion with a B that is given to Medi-Cal. It says annual spending on GAC, gender affirming care, is literally could be in the millions of dollars. It was when I heard, you didn't research, Kamala block evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so for me. Think about what you just wrote, right, sweetie 88? So she believed as a DA that this man was guilty, but the Supreme Court of California said she's wrong. That's called checks and balances. But sweetie 88, let me know when your ass will ever come out and talk about the exonerated individuals, the Central Park Five, about Donald Trump taking out a whole entire ad calling for the death penalty of teenagers before a trial even started. Help me out there. One of the most influential and wealthiest men in New York took out a full-page ad calling for the death of teenagers for something that they did not do, and still to this day has not apologized for it. You ever gonna talk about that? Ever? No? Okay. Like I said, y'all pick and choose. You just talked about a man who got freed based off a checks and balances system, which means he was innocent, got found innocent. So hearing that this woman, for one person, and nobody basically suffered because of the checks and balances that we have. All right, we'll run that. You run that. That's cool. That's cool. But I call bull on what you're saying. I call bull on what you're saying. And when you say, I didn't say that Trump was a better candidate, you're saying it without saying it. You're saying it without saying it. Because will you ever talk about how Trump executed the most individuals under his presidency of any president? And he was only here for 4 years? No, not gonna do it. Okay. Okay. See, I use semantics. I just see through it all. But once again, I'm not telling you who to vote for. That's not my thing. But what I am saying is, don't believe me to bite. I smell it. I don't like it. Yeah, play victim. Go ahead. Play victim. You are definitely putting words in my mouth and making assumptions, and that shows true character. Sure, Karen. Sure, Karen. Sure, Karen. Sure, Karen. Chrissy, 83. $37.5 billion. $37.5 billion spent annually on Medi-Cal. And you're worried about a couple of million going to people because you don't understand part of the trans community. Some of those individuals literally get misgendered because some of them were born with both organs. You should stay away from politics. It's not your thing. Yeah. SMD. Peace. Some of those people were born with both organs. I can't say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. So some of those individuals get a choice and they don't get a choice, meaning this. Their parents go, oh, let's sew this up. Oh, let's chop this off. And then they are born in the wrong freaking body. But let me ask y'all this, and I'm just gonna be honest. And I'm not saying support it or anything like this. But if people can be born blind, if people can be born deaf, pardon me, born mute, born with an extra, what is it, X chromosome, do you think people could be mentally born with a deficiency that would have them believe that they are something else? Let's not talk about the small percentage. You just said in my state of California that we spend a ton of money on people getting GAC, gender affirming care. Gender affirming care. I just said it's $37.5 billion. You're not worried about any of that. You're worried about a couple of millions of dollars. So either you really don't care or you just want something to complain about. That know what I said, sir? You're lying. You literally said in my state. I'll go back and find it. You see, you forget. You said, I don't want to pay for trans surgery, is what you said. That's what you said. You said in my state, let me go. I'm in Cali, we're doing that. In San Francisco, the funds for the LBGT is what you said. Let me help you out. Them individuals of that community, more than likely, what you don't see is the money that they're spending for that crap. But you will never in your life go find out the budget of anything in your city. You won't. You know why? Because y'all full of it. Because when it comes time to literally put some pedal to the metal, some elbow grease in there to hold your aldermans and your freaking mayors accountable, y'all never do it. Y'all never freaking do it. Never. 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 The people who are supposed to be held responsible and liable for this stuff, y'all never go after them. Ever. You know what y'all do? Y'all blame presidents and don't realize your mayor and your freaking governor does more to your life than the president ever could. Y'all don't realize just as much conversation, I'll just say, that a lot of y'all tend to have about these presidents, y'all never have about y'all governors and y'all mayors. And I never understood that. Do y'all realize how much the Board of Education holds to your children, to your life in particular? Do you ever get pissed off and ever want to demand an audit of how much your police officers steal your money? You ever want to do that one? You ever realize the billions of dollars? Matter of fact, let's do it this way. Chrissy, San Francisco PD police budget 2023.
EOS.org. At the Budget and Legislative Analyst's Office, Fred.Brusso at sfgov.org. The San Francisco Police Department, SFPD, FY 2022-23 budget totals $761.9 million. Of this total, approximately $611.4 million, or 80%, is funded by general fund and used for operations.
That's in 1 year. $761 million. You ever gonna wonder about that money that they could take and spend it on the youth to put after school programs? You ever wonder about youth prevention programs that they could have just took, I don't know, 30 million of that? Let me help you out. I'm really confused at this point. I bet you are. Let me bring you about. You just focused on gender affirming care. That is a couple of $1 million. But you won't even trip off of the hundreds of millions of dollars that your police department takes. What I believe is you're just echo chambering some BS that you heard and literally don't know what you're talking about, darling. That's all. You literally don't care about your money that you pretended that you do. You don't. Go look at the budget that your mayor holds. Ask them where a lot of this money is going to. There are a bevy of homeless people, a bevy of kids turning to crimes and drugs and all this stuff in your city. And you don't care about none of that. She said, I'm still in shock. And I was called a Karen today. I can't even hear what he's talking about right now. So out of pocket. So me calling you a Karen and then you doing more Karen activities. All right. All right. Cool. I said what I said. We see an NYC with migrants and you see the homeless vets, hungry kids, and low income folks suffer. Can I ask you a question? Do you know your representative? Do you know your district representative? Do you? Do you know the person who fights for your district? Do you? Just curious. Do you? Because those are the people that you should be talking to. Do you realize the reason why your tax dollars and all this crap continues to go to these morons and your city officials that budget where money goes, all in Democratic cities? Yeah, I don't even believe you are who you say you are, Chrissy83. I ain't gonna hold you. If you believe that, I don't feel bad for you. I just think you're a liar. Do you know that Chicago, right? Right, Chicago has almost the same population as the state of Mississippi, and Mississippi has more shootings and killings than Chicago. But you will never discuss the killings in Mississippi because that's a Republican ass state. Did you know that? Huh? What? Yeah. I think Mississippi got about 200,000 more people. But you people, you liars. Because Chrissy83, I don't believe you're a black woman out of San Francisco. Because you said vote Republicans. I don't believe you're a black woman out of San Francisco. I don't. I just don't. I think you're a disinformation spreading individual, but I like taking people like you to task. Mississippi, with its killing, is worse than Chicago. We're damn near the same population number, but they don't say anything about that. Huh. Chrissy, we're in San Francisco. What district are you in? How about that? Let's start there. We can do that part. Because you ain't. You people get on here, fake profiles, and lie. Is a straight up liar, making stuff up. And y'all come here to spread disinformation, and that's that. And it's cool because what I do is I just sit up there and I go, oh, all right, this the BS. Say you in Fillmore. All right, name 5 rappers from Fillmore. Well, Mississippi is a whole state. Yeah. But if all the killing in Chicago is being told that it's Democratic BS and all that stuff and everything, and that the killing has to stop because of the numbers, right? Wouldn't the same thing apply for Mississippi? Wouldn't the same? Wouldn't the same thing apply? Just asking a simple question. The number of killings should matter. But see how y'all just made an excuse? But it's a state. It doesn't matter. Same population, more spread out. You have in Chicago what's called proximity killing. There y'all go with the BS. And that's my point. Please stop believing all of this crap. They're going to push goalposts every single time. Every single freaking time. Let me tell you about Mississippi because I stayed in Pearl, Mississippi. Mississippi made $1 billion in taxes in 2022. Do you know how much money the state of Mississippi gave Jackson? Do you know? I'll give you a hint. It's as much money as you gave the city of Jackson. $0. Do you know that Jackson was without water for weeks? And you know how much money they got from the state to fix it? None. So please stop believing this BS. It ain't a Republican thing. It ain't a Democrat thing. It's a representation thing. It is local people not holding local politicians to task. It has nothing to do with red and with blue. Nothing. It has everything to do with you. But some of y'all don't care. And that's fine. If you want to just complain and do all that stuff and everything like that, that's fine too. I ain't tripping on you. Do your thing. Do your thing. But please stop coming on platforms spewing. Who cares? California is still a dump. California is such a dump that it's still the most populated state in America. It's better than your state. We produce everything that your state more than likely doesn't. We produce the fruits, the vegetables, the technology, the stuff y'all go in y'all rooms, turn off your lights, and put that on. And yeah, we produce that too, more than anybody. We produce the medicines that's more than likely saving your ass. A lot of that stuff comes out of the San Francisco area and Stanford and all of that crap. We have the beaches. We have the PCH. We live better. We just do. It's California. We produce more and more and more and more. Y'all can believe what you want to believe about your state. That's cool. But whatever you think you can do in your state, I promise you we can do it as well. But there are certain things your state can't do. If you live in a state that is not coastal, you ain't got no goddamn beaches. Beach. You ain't got no beaches, homie. You will never know what it's like to walk down the street and see multiple ethnic groups chilling. You would never know what it's like to hang out with a bunch of Polynesians and feel that family vibe. You will never know what it's like to kick it with Tongans and Samoans. You will never know what it's like to experience multiple Asian cultures, from Hmongs, Mians, Cambodians, from Laotians to Chinese to Japanese and all that. You will never know that. You will never know what it's like to kick it with Russians and Ukrainians. You will never know that. You'll never know what it's like to be multicultural in your life. Never. You're describing most major cities in the United States. No, bitch. You're not understanding, stupid. You can find us in a non-major city. People still want to come to LA. People still want to come to the Bay Area. People still want to come to Napa Valley. They don't want to come to your state, though. They don't want to come to your whack-ass state. Notice how when you people talk trash about Cali, you never say your state, ever. 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 It doesn't matter. I lived it. We're talking about crime happens mostly in low end, so I'm reading and being difficult. It's all around different. This nigga said North Carolina. Yeah. Everybody said, let's go to Greensboro. Yeah, everybody has said that at one point in time. Yeah, let's go kick it in Charlotte, bro. That sounds. Let's go hang out in Winston-Salem. There's a lot to do there. Yeah, there's a whole lot to do there. Are you serious right now? This nigga said this. You know the best thing about North Carolina is how close you are to South Carolina, so I can go to Myrtle Beach. This nigga said North Carolina. Oh my god. That nigga said North Carolina. This nigga said North Carolina. Yeah, we gotta go to Raleigh. Just got to, man. Just got to. Gotta make it to Raleigh, bro. It's cool around this. Nigga, what? Yeah, let's go kick it in Durham. Let's go kick it in Durham, bro. North Carolina. I would rather go to every other state that's around y'all. I'd rather go to South Carolina. I'd rather go to Tennessee. I'd rather go to Virginia than kick it in some goddamn North Carolina. Who the hell say let's kick it in North Carolina? Nigga, what? I'm lying? You're right, bro. You're right. Because nobody's ever heard of Virginia Beach. Nobody's ever heard of Myrtle Beach. Nobody's ever heard of Nashville. No. Let's not do that. Man. Let's go kick it in North Carolina. Let's go watch the Panthers suck ass. Let's go watch the Hornets trash ass. Let's go do that. I ain't never heard nobody from California say they was finna pack up and go to North Carolina. Nigga, what for what? What do you do? What do y'all even have? Bank of America? Yeah, I'm gonna go get a job at Bank of America, man. That's the life over there. That's the life. That's the life. The only city y'all have is literally Charlotte. That's it. That's it. That's it, bro. And I would rather move to Rock Hill, South Carolina, which ain't that far from Charlotte, than to live in Charlotte. I'd rather work in North Carolina and live in South Carolina. Just gonna keep it authentic with you. Oh, look, I know what I'm talking about, huh? This nigga like, whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you mean Rock Hill, South Carolina? The border town? You would rather live in a border town? I would. Cali is that great. Yeah, Cali is that great, sir. It is. Maybe you ain't never been. Or maybe when you been, your money ain't been long. Or you ain't know nobody. What do you think of the stock market crash? Nothing. I buy dividend stocks. I don't care. You can't even blaze there without going to jail. I don't care, but I don't smoke, so I don't care. Anyways, I'm gone.